We all make mistakes, and I've made plenty of mine in Top War, so today I wanted to give you a list of 10 mistakes that nearly every Top War player makes. The first mistake on this list is possibly the most common, and that's merging your gold production skills. You actually get much more bang for your buck if you spread your gold productions across all of the heroes that you don't use. So you want all your heroes to have a level 1, rare, and common before you start merging and making level 2s. Only merge when you have nowhere else to put it. The second mistake I see is not getting new heroes. You should always unlock the new hero as they come out because usually you can unlock them for gems, and that's really going to be your only chance with very few exceptions to get them for free. These heroes can be useful in many ways that you may not notice. Maybe in the future you plan on working on a different branch and all of a sudden you decide that hero is worth getting, but if you didn't get them, you're going to have to pay real money. Also, many heroes can get passive bonuses from their exclusive skill, so if you ever manage to get your hands on that, it's nice to have, and as always, every hero is good for gold production if you're not using them. Number 3 on this list is a mistake that many of us probably make in real life as well, but that's focusing on satisfaction now instead of later. There are plenty of packs that you can get in Top War that give you much greater value if you're willing to wait. Things like the weekly gem card or the custom rewards are perfect examples of that. Moving on to number 4 on this list, a mistake that many people make as soon as they hit max level, but once you hit max level, you can get the ability to unlock Valhala units. And while these are amazing units with great abilities, they're also expensive and time consuming to make. And people start focusing way too much on getting Odinium so they can use these units instead of continuing to focus on either their class or their suppressions. And if you do have Valhala units, you're either too scared to use them because you understand how difficult they were to make, and you start sitting out of events and you start losing rewards. Or if you do participate in those events and you lose those Valhala units, it puts you in a really foul mood. So put these off until you understand late game a little bit better and keep focusing on that class and suppressions. Number 5 on this list is a mistake that many of us make leveling up, but that's spending either in-game resources or, more specifically, real money on things like tech chests, R&D, or gold. While there are some exceptions for in-game resources, for the most part, these are low-value items, and I understand you want to level up quickly, but there are usually better things to spend your resources on. I have made every mistake on this list, but the next 2 are ones that I really had to learn the hard way. Mistake number 6 is thinking that every event is important. I understand you only know what Top War puts in front of you, but those early game events are nothing compared to the late game events, so you shouldn't treat them as a matter of life or death for your account. But if you do, then it results in mistake number 7, which is making enemies over making friends. The problem with the design in this game is early on, you have a lot of inter-server fighting where you're battling each other for rewards. As a result, people get bruised egos or hurt feelings, and now you have an enemy, and now you start transitioning to late game where instead of inter-server fighting, there's a lot of server-verse-server fighting. So now you have to team up with the people that you've made as enemies, and that usually doesn't go very well, and then you lose out on the better rewards for those late game events. So try to focus on making some friends, even if you have to give up some rewards along the way. Mistake number 8 on this list is buying things that are consumable instead of permanent. Instead of buying a VIT canister, look at something that will give you VIT recovery. Instead of buying a +1 unit card, look at something that increases your stats. There are plenty of things that you can do that may not have as big of an effect in this moment, but over time it's going to give you much greater value because, again, it's permanent. Mistake number 9 is not buying transfer tickets. I know, you're in the perfect server and you don't want to leave. Well, you're in the perfect server until you're not. Maybe people quit, maybe all of a sudden someone transfers in and makes things miserable. But when you need to get out of a server, usually you need to get out now. So having either a head start or having those transfer tickets ready is always a benefit. So go ahead and get those out of the Alliance store, just in case. Finally, mistake number 10 is constantly chasing new heroes. While there's a time and a place to get a new hero, usually there's some things that need to be done first. So if you want to know why this is a mistake, check out my video on why I skip new heroes. Now, I know everybody's made at least one of these mistakes, but I hope I got to you before you made all 10. So let me know how many mistakes that you've made that were on this list, and I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, and as always, have a fantastic day.